Welcome back to another producer interview. My name is Elijah.
Yo, what up? What up?
Introduce yourself, bro.
You know what up? I'm GTTC. With my boy, and what else can I say? What else can I say?
That's true. That's true. Well, all right. So I'm gonna go straight in with the first question. What made you start producing, or like, how did you start producing?
All right, and that's a fantastic question. Because let me tell you, so the plan was I was never going to produce. Like that was like literally never thought about it because I used to rap.
Yeah.
Let's say I think it was either okay. So here's the real story. So freshman year of high school, there was like a rap battle outside the school. Like it was a group of seniors and juniors. And I saw it, I was like, what? And then I went up there and they started like, I saw the rap battle. I was like, dude, we have to do that. So I went over on Xbox, like, guys, like, we have to do a rap battle. Like, we have to do this tomorrow. I was like, everyone write their bars. And I got an instrumental and my computer. We went out the next day and did it, right? And I got flamed by everyone. But I didn't care because it was fun.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
yeah, it's just like, it was fun. So then I was like, what if I just like actually rapped, like without like the rap battle aspect? So I think it was the beginning of 2018. I posted my first song, and then I was like, after that, I was like, dude, I can't find beats that I like. So I started making beats, and then now here I am. It's literally just like that.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't have taken you as a rapper, to be honest.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
fine. Now I'm gonna start rapping just because he said that. Just because he said that.
Like from the type of like from your videos, I wouldn't have taken you as a rapper.
Hey, I might have to. I mean, we'll see how it goes. Because honestly, like, why not? I'll make a song. We'll see how it goes. No big deal.
All right. So like recently, I saw that you got on Jimmy Fallon.
Right.
So like, how was that experience? I know you must have been like thrilled and crazy about it.
Dude, it was okay. So it was actually really strange. So like, I was going through my comments on YouTube. Like I was on my phone, like on YouTube Studio. I was just looking at all these comments. I remember once said Jimmy Fallon. I was like, I don't get the joke, right? Like, what? It doesn't make sense. And then someone commented again. I was like, dude, am I like missing something? Then someone was like, dude, I literally just watched the show. It was literally on there. I was like, dude, what? And I started like, I don't even watch shows like that. I don't watch TV. So I was like, bro, like what? So I like started typing in Jimmy Fallon. Like, dude, they're lying. Like that was what kind of like. And then I typed in Jimmy Fallon on YouTube, and he like uploaded the episode, right? And I looked. And I was like, what? And then like literally the first episode, it was called Weird Things on the Internet, Weird Songs on the Internet. And Black Thought was like, yeah, so my son was showing me this beat. It's called Eating Chips.
Yeah.
And they're like, they started listening to it. And then I was like, what? And it was so weird. I was like, what the? I FaceTime my friends and everything. I was like, dude, there's no way that just happened. And like, I was so mad because I guess someone copyright claimed the video because it wasn't just me. It was like two other people with their songs. So now the video doesn't exist, but luckily I screen recorded it. So that's just the thinking.
Yeah. I mean, that had to be a crazy experience, to be honest. I mean, I actually saw the video and I was like, wow. I mean, that's very impressive, to be honest. Like to get on Jimmy Fallon, like that's very impressive.
Well, I appreciate that, and honestly, I forget that even happened. Like, I literally forgot that it still blows my mind. Like, it doesn't feel like, you know what I mean? Like, not to sound like corny, but it still does not feel real that even happened, Like, and I'm really like, that's so strange.
So, like, I know you started, like, now that you've told me that you started producing because you couldn't find beats, I was gonna ask you, like, what were your goals when you started making beats? Like, was it to make beats that you could rap on or something like?
Yeah, so the original goal was to like, I literally just did it for myself. I was like, yeah, I was gonna make beats for myself, and then of course, guess who couldn't make beats for themselves? I couldn't make beats for myself.
Yeah.
So I was like, it was a while, and I started like doing like nothing with music. I would make beats here and there, but then I like thought it was entertaining, like sample random stuff like Max So Cool and a bunch of other like producers like that on YouTube. Like they would sample. I think it was Max So Cool, Haven, Soren. All these people would sample like these weird like cartoons and like shows, and like they'd use like these samples, these really loud drums. I was like,
Yeah.
you know what, that seems like fun. So I started trying to rap on those, and then we'll do a little skip. So skip into like 2019. I saw someone. Oh, dude, hold on. I forgot their name, but
Yeah.
one
It
of my
happens.
boys
It happens.
and literally, he posted a SpongeBob walking type beat on it was on like a meme page, and I was just scrolling through and I saw it, right? And I like was like, oh, but there's no Mr. Krabs walking type beat. See how I'm going with this?
Yeah.
So the next, like when I got home, I made a Mr. Krabs walking type beat.
Yeah.
I sent it to the same meme page, and that's how everything got really going after that.
I heard the Mr. Krabs. It's actually quite really popular. I heard the Mr. Krabs walking beat, and it was like, at first I was like, wait, what? And then like later, as I kept going like through your page, when I got to the car starting beat, and I was like, wow. I mean, it was honestly crazy, to be honest.
Well, I appreciate that. I was like, why not? I mean, I didn't really. I was like, dude. I mean, oh, you that voice track, that was so bad. But like, I was like, I'll just sample whatever, because I mean, why not? And I can, so why not? No one's gonna tell me I can't, so I just kept posting it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Who was your idol when like you started producing?
So okay, when I first started, my idol was probably like Ski Mask, the Slump God. I was like, he was like my main inspiration behind like, not like it was kind of like rapping and beats wise. I had him in mind, but like producing wise, like producers, I really never had anyone in mind. Because again, like I was never really like into producing, so it was really just like Ski Mask that kind of like got me inspired to like do like rapping and like all that. Because I was like, oh dude, I just love how fun his music is. Like it's like serious and like lighthearted. It's like serious but not serious, but it's like lighthearted to where anyone can enjoy it. I just like that a lot. So that's who my inspiration was.
Yeah.
And like speaking of like. So like, speaking of him, my friend, it was actually like the first or second semester of 9th grade. He like, so beginning of 2017, he put me on. He was like, dude, you gotta check this out. This one Ski Mask was the only SoundCloud. He put me on the Where's the Blow featuring Lil Pump. And I think it had like 900,000 plays. Now it has like millions, like multi-millions. And he put me on. I was like, oh dude, this is hard. I like this a lot. And I looked more into him. And that's really what put me on them, because I was like, I don't hear anyone rapping like this on these kind of beats. And that was when SoundCloud was really starting to take off, or just at the peak up. So yeah, dude, that's how I got put onto them.
Oh, so, what's your favorite like work, like a beat that you have done?
Okay. Honestly. Okay, so if we're talking, so I'll do this in a bunch of spectrums. So on my main YouTube channel, so like one of those type beats, I say my favorite would probably have to be, well, the one that I'm probably the most like proud of, dude, okay, so.
Hard question.
Dude, okay, I would probably have to say, I have like two in mind, so I'm gonna say the first one though. Okay, there's a reason why I'm gonna say this. I made an Among Us type beat, but the reason why I'm proud of that is because like the video is like, it's the beat, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like you in the video have to act as like you have to find the imposter. So what I did, I sat in this room with my friends and we all screen recording us playing Among Us. We got different clips, we put them together, right?
Okay.
And someone in the video is actually an imposter. And you have to watch the video who it is, and then at the end of the video, there's 4 choices who the imposter. And when you press on the video where it's wrong, you get a screen with saying you kicked out a crewmate, and it plays like the crewmate song. But if you kick the imposter out, then it plays the right song, and it's all different beats. I just thought it was cool. It was interactive. That's what I think my favorite is, because of that reason. No, and that's what I'm saying, because like we had to do it a few times, because like And also shout out my boy Archive Made for doing the whole video animations, everything. Shout out to him. But yeah, we had to do that, record all the videos, and then we had to pick out beforehand who it was, get all the names right, the way to put the video together. I had to make all the beats, but I don't know. I feel like it just came together pretty well. But hey, that's my opinion. But speaking of another project, I have a project with my boy Listen to Noah coming out very soon, and I'm excited to show that to everybody. I'm very excited.
I mean, I think this video might come out after it, so I'll put it in the link in the description, so that people, and I'll also put Archive Main's link in the description. Shout out Archive Main for the graphics.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, if you guys need graphics, just go hit up the guy. Okay, so how how do you get your beats out to artists? Like, how do you send your beats out to artists?
Okay, that's a good question. Okay, so basically what I do, and I think it's a pretty common thing, but what I do is if I find an artist and I like them and I feel like I would have something for them, I kind of check out their page to get a vibe for the music and kind of feeling, and then I go to, if they have music posted just readily available, like a SoundCloud link, I'll just look, and then I'll look and see this is what they're going for. And then if I have stuff that I think I have, I'll just send them a message hey, I love your stuff and I would love to work with you. Do you have an email for beats? I don't try to force anything. I just ask if they have an email for beats, because the general consensus is provide, then ask. You always want to provide more than what you could ask for, and that's why I even feel bad for sometimes. I don't want to come off as desperate, but really I just like making music with people, so I just ask hey, if you have an email for beats, I'd love to send some. And it's the thing, not everyone's gonna respond, but if they do, then I just send stuff through it, and it goes from there, really.
Yeah, I mean that's actually what you said is what my last interviewee said, brought by Colin. He said that he just sends out beats and he just tries to get connections with other artists, and I think that's the main way to get artists, is just to connect and interact with them. The more relationship you have with the artist, the better the chances of you getting a placement.
No, exactly, and that's actually really true, because you have to think about it from their point of view. Imagine if you just have every day 3-4 producers here in DMs hey, let me send you beats, A, B, 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 all that. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It all depends about the approach, because if you come off already wanting to provide instead of oh, da, 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 you know what I mean? And the thing is, even if they don't respond, it's whatever. It's just I guess a general rule of thumb is you have to see from both sides, and you have to word it like someone else will probably want to hear it. So if someone came to your DMs, right? Hey man, let me get an interview. Oh, you got interviews? You still doing this? Versus if they came in saying hey, I love your stuff. I was wondering if you just did interviews for anybody. What's the process? Asking more questions about you and how you like to do the process and how this, instead of just straight up asking oh, give me this, give me this, give me this. It's always better to provide value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My only thing is, okay, so when I have something pulled up and I'm I'll just start drawing them in and get the key down and everything. And then from there, literally what I do, I just start pressing on random notes and then I just delete stuff after. So it's literally just all random. I'll just press stuff in and make sure it's on the right scale. And then I'll start deleting stuff. And I'll take something, I'll draw down the velocity, then I'll add rolls and stuff. I'll just do whatever until it sounds somewhat okay. And another rule of thumb I have is what I used to do, I used to overcomplicate with 808s and leave no room. It's good to make the beat breathe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good to leave room, because if you have an 808, all this over the place, then you can't hear the hi-hats, the claps, the snares, and you want everything to work like a band. You don't want something to work it's that. You want something to work like it's a band. Think about a beat like a car. If everything doesn't work together, the car's not gonna drive.
Yeah. That's true.
Something like that.
All right. So basically, use spins.
Love the spins.
Yeah. Yeah. Always use spins. All right. So like, I mean, a lot of producers have like, it's like a sticky situation in the producing community of daily production. Now, I'm gonna ask you, like, do you produce daily? And if so, how many hours?
Yeah, okay, so I've seen that, and like for me, it's like I try to do daily, and instead I don't really count the hours, but I go by how many beats. My minimum a day, if I'm like doing something that day or something's going on, I bare minimum try to make one. But my actual scale I try to keep on is at least 3 to 5 a day. And of course, when people hear that, it's like you don't have to do that. Like nobody has to do anything a day. It's just I do it because like I don't want like to get like stagnant and like stop doing it because I've done that before with other stuff and I want to actually be able to do this for a while. So I just like do it. Or yes, but honestly, I'll be honest. If no one else says that, I sometimes don't make beats some days, and I think that's okay because I mean honestly, it's just up to you what you want to do. I mean honestly, I feel like for me, I feel like as long as you're sending out the beats, you know, pretty frequently, it's okay. Like it's like fine. I feel like there's a general consensus in the community. Like if you're not making beats every day, then like what are you doing? And I just I personally don't understand that because I don't think it ever used to be like that until recently. And I mean, you can make 10 beats a day for a whole year, but if you just leave them sitting on your laptop, then what's the point? Unless you just make them for yourself. What's the point?
Yeah, that's true. Because like a lot of producers would be like, I make 20 beats a day, I make 40 beats a day. I'm just sitting here with like 2 that I made that sound really good, and then it's so complicated. But I really understand. I that approach that like you gotta make the beats that you really like and then send them out. I think that's a better approach to the beats than like to production than actually like making 40 beats and then just sitting them on your laptop.
No, yeah, and the best approach is whatever works best for whoever makes the beats. Like, you know, to each their own, really. And I don't get why something like this, which is an art, can be turned into something like that, which sounds more like a. I guess it is a business, but at the same time, it's art first, and it like, you know what I mean. So like, honestly, my thing is just do it however you want to do it. That's all I gotta say. Like, there's really no rules to it, and I hate that people like do that a whole stigma like, oh, 20 beats. I mean, sure, if you want to do that, but I mean, realistically, how many producers do you know that make 20 beats a day? Like ask anybody. Like, how many producers do you know that do that?
Even ATL Jacob said that the most he has made on a day was like 36, 34, and it was like after that it was like nah, it's rap. So I don't really think that 20 beats a day can kill a person. That's my opinion. So
yeah, honestly, but hey, if you like doing it, you go ahead and do it. You know, no big deal.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat. Okay, so who was the worst artist that you worked with?
Oh man, dude, I don't even know. Dude, I don't know. Like, I don't really have a worst artist because, like, I don't know. Like, for me, I like to pick and choose who I like their sound. Like, I like to pick and choose from people that I like their sound, right? Like, but man, I don't know. Maybe there is one, but I really don't have any that I can name on the top of my head. But that's just me. I don't really have one because I like to pick and choose. But yeah, I really have no idea. You're trying to get me in trouble.
Yeah, it's all right. Like, a lot of people don't really have like bad experiences when they're working with like artists from the producer side of you. But like, again, there are other people that do have bad experiences. But I guess that it's not that common to have an artist that you like actually hate. I don't think it's common to do that. Yeah.
No, right. And honestly, like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I really looked and who I like have produced for it, or like something like that, maybe I can find someone. But like, honestly, I don't know.
Yeah. I
I
think
don't know.
half of my head is disappearing. Like, wait, I like my head is literally just okay. All right, I'll cut that part out. Uh, like okay, so how much sales have you made from your beats?
Wait, say that one more time. You were breaking up a little bit.
Okay, sorry. How much sales have you made from your beats?
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, okay. Honestly, and now many people will say it's not that much. I really haven't made that much off of selling.
Yeah.
I really haven't made that much, but in terms of like income, most of it comes off of my YouTube and like the monetization.
Yeah.
That's really where it comes in for at least for me. But I really like, yeah, for sales I haven't really gotten it. It's also just because like there's a bunch of people that like get the beats off of YouTube and rip it off, which I don't really care. It doesn't really matter to me. That's just how most people are. But like it's whatever because at the same time, if I sell those beats, I'd probably do the same thing. I cannot see my like. You know what I mean? I can't blame them because I still do the same thing, honestly. I mean, MP3.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has done it. Like, it's such a stable part of the community. Like, if you haven't ripped off anything from YouTube, that I don't know what you're doing, man.
You're lying to yourself. You're literally lying if you haven't said like if you didn't rip anything off YouTube. Like, don't lie. Like everybody has.
Yeah, I remember like when I started producing, I ripped off was it a Palace beat, and like I was just like learning like how we made like the 808s and stuff like that, and it was like well eventually I didn't learn anything, but like I mean the beat was hard, so like I kept it.
Yeah, so who cares? Yeah, it works. It works.
Yeah. What has worked for you that other producers may not know about? Like, what tricks do you use or implement that other producers may not understand or care?
Okay, so I don't know if it's like for me. What worked for me is like, okay, maybe this will be like different. So let me ask. So do you mean this like in terms of like making beats or in terms of like I'll do it like that. So
Yeah.
Okay, so like in terms of making beats, what worked for me is like and I feel like there's so many people gonna agree with me, but like I guess like for me, I never looked at tutorials on how to make beats. I just kind of like sat there and forced myself to learn how to make it. Like I never like downloaded beats to like as you said like to recreate them. I never like recreated anything. I just kind of went in there and like figured it out. Like I'm not gonna say everything. Obviously, I didn't know how to use a plugin like sampler or something. I looked that up, but I never looked at beat tutorials. Never looked at anything like that. I just kind of like. Because I started with sampling, so I really just sat there and put stuff together until I thought it sounded okay, and then that's what I did. So, yeah, in terms of like beat making, I never looked at tutorials, but I would, yeah, I just figured it out myself. Same with mixing, really. I never really looked at like mixing or anything. I just like used the basic rules, and I just kind of went from there, and then. So yeah, like I just like self-learning stuff like that, and I'm not the only one that's done that. I know there's a bunch of people, but I've also heard a bunch of people like they like watch like I know a bunch of people like watch like internet money tutorials. Like that's how they get into it. I didn't know internet money existed when I started. I didn't know they existed until like 2019. Like really.
All right, GTTC versus internet money. I mean, can I start the beef?
Hey, who knows? Let me know. Let me know.
Can I start the beef?
Hey, let me see some. Let me see some, Taz.
Yeah, I'm gonna just be like tagging them in the description, like, oh, he said this, he said this, he said this in this video.
I'm dissing him. I'm getting him right here.
Yeah. Okay. Like from your experience, like who are the hardest like loop makers are out right now?
Okay. Dude, there's so many, but off the top of my head, I'll say the loops I would say it's made like as I can remember. So we got Synthetic, we got Bika, we got Mo, we got all Flight Crew. Shut up, Flight Crew up 5. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got Flight Crew, we got Torn, we got Chris Mia, We got dude. We got man. I'm pulling a blank. We got hold on. We got dude. We got oh my. There's no way I'm doing this right now. We got honestly all of hologram. They're really good. All of hologram.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hologram.cc.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
we got. There's no way I'm pulling a blank right now.
I
Oh
mean,
man,
those are a lot of people, to be honest. Like, I can
dude,
only
there's so many more I haven't named.
I think you can just text me later and I'll put them in the description. Or like
Yeah, and honestly,
yeah,
like yeah, and like shout out to all the loot makers because really,
yeah.
dude, loot makers are who are running everything right now. Like loot
Yeah, for
makers,
real,
like
yeah.
dude, if you want a cheat code, just be a loot maker. Like, dude, you
Honestly.
can do nothing else. Just be a loot maker. Like literally, you don't do anything else. Nothing
Yeah.
else.
Someone's like it's just crazy. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, dude. And it's like that's just a cheat code loop makers because you make these melodies and like the thing is like if you have a loop, it makes it way easier to get drums because you already have the vibe down. Like you know, it's one thing to make drums, but like drums don't have like a melody, they don't have a rhythm, they don't well they do have a rhythm, they don't have like a emotion to it really.
Yeah, yeah,
But when you get the loop makers that sound these melodies and stuff, you have so many different producers that can make their own type of beat with that. And I feel
yeah,
like
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
cheat code. The thing about beats, when you send out a beat to multiple people, they're gonna all have the same beat. But when you send out the same loop to multiple people, they can all make different beats.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean
So like, it's
that
really a
yeah.
cheat code.
Yeah, that's an inspirational quote right there. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it right down there. All right. Who do you think is gonna like run the music industry in like a few years? Like, who are the hardest beat makers, loop makers that are gonna run the industry in like a few years? Like people that are gonna be like Sunny Digital, people that are gonna be like Palace, getting placements every 4 seconds.
I think so. I think personally, one of my favorite producers out now is Fish, like Prod Fish.
Okay.
Like, dude, he is pretty crazy, and I think he's gonna be one of the biggest producers of our like little like of the new generation. I think he's gonna be the one of the biggest producers out there,
Yeah.
and that's my opinion. There's probably multiple more I can name, but he's like the first person off the top of my head because when you hear his like sound, you just instantly know who it is. Or if you hear people that make similar stuff to him, you just instantly know where it came from. And I feel like he's definitely one of the people I can see be one of the biggest. And that's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Okay. So the rest you didn't make the cut. I'm sorry. Any productivity tips? Like any hacks that keep you like making 5 beats a day, 7 beats a day?
Yeah. So my like tip, I have a few. I don't really have how many there are, but here my tip is honestly like my number one tip is like every beat or like advice, every beat you make is like a lottery ticket. The more lottery tickets you get or scratch
Yeah.
off, the more chance you have of winning the lottery or like a big place or something like that. And every beat you make is like you're learning more and you have more knowledge and you can do it faster.
Yeah.
And every beat you make is more you can add to the catalog. My number one thing that keeps me going really is like the more beats I make, that means it's easier for me to send stuff out because I have more stuff I can send out. Because if you have a limited catalog or if you have like just enough stuff, it's hard to send out because you don't want to send the same thing to everybody. You want to have, and you also want to make sure you have enough like spectrum to send to everybody from like Afrobeat to melodic to like all this kind of stuff in the middle. You want to have enough range. So when you make more beats a day, the chances are you're going to have more and more of that stuff to send out to different artists or the same artist because you don't want to run out of stuff. I mean, like it doesn't really matter that much, but for me, I want to make sure I have enough for everybody because I like, and also going speaking of everybody can win. Like I get it's like competitive. I get everyone thinks like it's all about them, but dude, like if you even have the biggest producers in the world literally telling people this is not a race, this is a marathon. This is for you. This is not a competition. But like I feel like as like the smaller producer community, it's so like competitive and they're so like it's so much of a harder community to get into because you have all these people like gatekeeping, all these people like saying all this that are like, dude, I try to go on Twitter anymore because I think Twitter's like super toxic. You have all these producers like, like, you know what I mean? Well, most of the time, like when people say stuff out there and tweet it, they're just projecting their own thing. They're not really giving like solid advice. They're literally just projecting what they think and what they think about themselves. So I don't try to go on Twitter anymore because it's honestly discouraging. And I feel like a lot of people can agree on like, when I don't go on social media, I'm in a way better mood. Like sometimes I open Twitter, I'm like, man, like that just kills my whole mood. Because you have these producers going on there like, oh, if you don't do it like this, you don't do it like me, you don't do it like, it's just like, why? Why does it have to be like that? Like, it's not like that.
That's actually true, man. I mean, Twitter is just a different animal. Like I deleted Twitter because like, I mean, there are a lot of, first of all, there's a lot of toxicity, and then there's a lot of putting down. It's just a whole negative vibe. And then the producers on there, they don't even give sauce. They just say like vague words, and then you expect to understand what they mean. So
exactly, dude. Like literally, I don't understand. Like, dude, and it just sucks because like, I get it. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm not doing something right, but I don't agree with like all the negativity and like the hate that goes on in the community. I don't get it, but maybe I'm supposed to understand it, but I never will. That's why I don't really like get involved with it. I just look at it, I'm like, man, I mean, okay, whatever. It's just, it's not for me. I don't really care that much to like get involved with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good mindset to have. This is mindset sauce as well. Like instead of 808 sauce, we got mindset sauce, and like how to change like your mentality to become a better producer. Like stop like caring about what others think and stuff like that. What is the main way that like you get placements? I know like you talk to, I know like you pick and choose your artists that you work with, but like I think you already answered this question. Bro, am I tripping? Like, what is happening?
No, you asked me earlier, like you didn't ask me the same question, but I like elaborated on it.
Yeah.
But like my way is like, as like I was saying, like I just find artists, and sometimes when I have an artist in mind, I'll like go to see who they follow, and I'll find another artist that I like also. So I just kind of like, sometimes I'll just go through a bunch of artists and just find who I like, and really I just like straight up ask them, like, honestly, I think it's better to just be bold and just be honest, like what you want out of the conversation, what you want the relationship to be, instead of like beating around the bush. Like, why, like, I'm like, imagine you hitting somebody, like, imagine you just want to send beats and it's just that simple to an artist, right?
Yeah.
But then you message them and say like, yo, what up? Oh yeah, nothing much. And then you just don't even get to the point. Versus like just going, hey, I love your music. I love to work with you. If you have a beat email, I have something ready for you. I would love to send it. And you're just bold. If they don't respond, then oh well. But most of the time, like they probably will, and they'll give you the email, and then it's just that simple. And then you can go off of there. Like, you know what I mean? You want to start it. Just start with your intentions, and then see how they respond. Like, don't like try to do all this extra stuff. Like, literally just go for it. Just be bold. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that much. Like, you're like, you got this.
Yeah. Any plugins that like are your secret plugins? Like, what are your secret plugins? You know?
Okay, so for producing, it's all stock plugins. Like I really don't have any like extra plugins. I used to use Ozone Imager, but I stopped. So my effects chain on the master is the parametric EQ2, and I boost around 10K. And then a little bit around 6, 7, then a little bit around like a little bit of like the high mids. I was going off of colors, and then I just boost every spectrum a little bit, so it sounds a little bit more clear. Then I take the soft clipper and I take like the second knob and I just turn it up so it's a little bit more straight. I literally forgot what it's called, so I'm saying that. And,
second knob.
Yeah,
second knob. Yeah.
And then for all the sounds, I make sure to leave a ton of room for the 808. So I have the 808, and I make sure every other sound, I roll off all the low end, at least to 100. But for like the snare, I only do it to like 100. For the hi-hat, cymbal, everything, I really roll it off until it's like right where the sound is. So like right at like 10 or 7, I just rolled off all the way right there. So it's really just the sound. So you leave all the extra room for the 808.
Yeah.
And then in terms of mixing, I just only use stock plugins. I probably should use different plugins, but I just use stock plugins because I just like using what I got, and it's, you know, why not? I don't really explore stuff because I just like, I guess I'm hard-headed. I like to use the stuff that I just have readily available instead of like having to learn something new. But
Yeah.
there are some plugins I would recommend people to get. But in terms of VSTs, I like using Serum the most. I like Serum sounds. I think it's really easy. Also, Nexus, I think, and Expand 2 is really good. I like using those 3. I never got into Omnisphere though. I never really understood the hype around it, but it can be good.
I mean, there's like a lot of hype around Omnisphere, and that's why I'm tempted not to use it because like every producer, as soon as they start producing, they like want to get Omnisphere, so like they crack it, and then it's just a bunch of the same sounds like going out. So I don't know. Omnisphere, I'm also quite skeptical about it.
No, and like you're literally completely right. My friend has it, and I saw it. I was like, oh, dude, I had to see this, and I saw it. And it's really like 20 of the same sound in a row with like just a little different like sound in there. I'm like, what's the point of this? You pay like $500 for this, and you get like the same sound, and like you have to dig for hours, and it takes up so much space. I'm like, dude, who cares? Like, dude, it doesn't. No, I'm not using this.
But I guess we're only talking because we don't know. We never know. All right. I mean, thank you for. I think I'm gonna end it here. Thank you very much for like hopping on, man. It was like it's an honor to have you on here. Like,
no, honestly, no, it's an honor talking to you. Honestly, I am so grateful you even hit me up to do that. This was awesome, and you know, if you ever need me for something else, look, I'm always here. You know me.
Yeah. Thank you.
This is for everybody. If you watch this, I am sorry if I haven't responded to anything. My memory just goes in and out the door sometimes. So yeah.
I mean, it's okay. It's okay, man. All right. Have a good day, man. Thank you for coming on. I guess I'll see you later, man.
Of course.
Yeah. All right. Later, man.
I'll see you later.